All right, CSS battle time, and we have stacked discs. Maybe it's one of those electrical insulators, the old glass ones. If you ever saw one of those, they looked sort of like that. This sort of cylinder with rings built into it. Not exactly, but sort of. All right, but how are we going to make it with CSS? It would be nice if we could just do box shadow and like have the one, like make this circle and then box shadow a square. And then, but actually the next one in the DOM would have to be, okay, so we make the circle, box shadow a square, but if we box shadow above with one element, it won't stack right. So this one would have to, so it'd have to box shadow down, and then this one would box shadow down, and this one would box shadow down. So that would have to be, it'd have to be like HTML body DOM or paragraph tag, I mean. So whatever, the DOM order would have to be in reverse for that to work. And then this would have to be its own thing that ended up being transparent with the box shadow down. Crazy. Okay, so that could work. And I think, that's probably easier than doing, we could do a radial gradient and then a conic gradient on top, right? But then we still got to figure out this guy. So yeah, border radius, box shadow down. I don't think gradients is going to be the move here. I'm just going to put a background on the HTML. Save myself for that blue section. And I think that's actually okay because, oops, wrong brackets there. We're going to have to, I'm going to want these all to be identical. So making these like the body and then a paragraph tags should be good. So let's just see what we can do with this. We might be able to, instead of using background, because I'm using box shadow, just do a box shadow inset for that dark purple, darker blue, whatever you want to call it, color. And what that would mean is that on this last, so if I do it this way, where I box shadow down, this last one I want to be transparent. If I just eliminate that box shadow inset, it will be. And then we'll just have that yellow. Oh, but you know what we will have? It won't be quite far enough down. We'd get this cropping. Even though it's transparent, we'd see this edge. There would still be the border radius. So I'd have to have the box shadow grow in distance below. Oh, and how do you box shadow a square? Oh, box shadow isn't going to work. I have a disk. I can't just box shadow a square off of a disk. It's ridiculous. Gradients. What am I thinking? I'd have to do the DL, DT kind of tags to sandwich them without having to write the closing tags and get the stacking right and then get that to work. Let me tell you, I'm not confident with that. All right, we're still gonna actually leave this background like that, and then we're gonna go background. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna do the radial gradient. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do the 1Q because I actually want it to be an ellipse. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna say 100. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know ellipses all that well. And then we're gonna go transparent. Okay. So instead of saying 1Q, we'll do 1Q by 4Q. How do I set the, oh, comma, there we go. Okay, wrong direction. There we are, that's more like it. So this is based off of my 100 pixels. I wonder if I increase that, do I get the right shape? 5, no, 110. It's not quite the right ratio. 2 to 3, no, 1. Is it 1 to 4? That looks about right. Okay, so it's a 4 to 1 ratio. And we're not centered here. That's okay. I don't need it to be centered. Let's actually margin this. Like I said, do it from the bottom, because then I can stack the conic gradient below it so that that curve masks it. So let's margin this down 100 by 0. Let's just, oh, and 0. There we go. 90, 80, 70. Oops. I can do this. I can do this. I believe in myself. All right. 105. Oh. Is it 108? What am I seeing? Okay. I'm just going to keep walking it. It's not the right size. Ew. I don't like that. Okay, 110 is the right size, but what we have is not the right ratio. Oof, 1.1? I don't know. I'm probably splitting hairs at this point. Let's say 1.1 and call it good. Okay, that's really weird. I'm very concerned that this is a wild goose chase. Seems like the right size though. Okay, let's put a conic gradient underneath. We're gonna make this one kind of the same sort of idea. We're gonna go, no, we're gonna do mostly transparent. I'm gonna keep these transparent so that I'm not fighting with like overlapping stuff, because I want these to stack. Okay. Now we have our size. We wanted to do the at rule to give ourselves the right size box. And these are all transparent, so it's okay if they overlap some. So I think once I get this box in, 50 pixels by 50 pixels, that's our cube. Let's position it now, 100, not quite enough. Let's go 120, 30, 40, 80, 75, I bet. Okay, that's good. By 150, it's too far down. 100, 90, nope, 110, 111. Okay, so we got it stacked underneath. That looks decent. We have a little bit peeking through, you know, right down here on the diff. So that doesn't look great, but that's essentially our shape. So if I throw in a paragraph tag and we come in here, we figure out our height. Let's go margin 0. Our height is going to be 100. That looks good enough. So then if we do that 0 and we say like -50, okay, 40, 30, what am I seeing? The conic gradient, okay, I think I need to increase the height of, okay, needs to be bigger, and then I can walk it up even further. And the reason it needs to be bigger is because, actually, I think what I could do, 100%, and then we're not fighting with any differences at all. Okay, we just have some overflow happening on the body. So let's, period just breaks everything. Darn it. Okay. A 70, 60, 50. Oh, the conic gradient's not in the right spot. Huh. Oh. Because I changed the size with the margins and the margin top. Because of our collapsing margins and overflow, it's creating these changes and issues. Okay, all right. I know how to fix that. We set the height on the body. Let's see. Let's change this. Let's just have it at 10 for the moment. Let's get rid of our paragraph tag. All right, good. And let's just deal with the body. Okay, 110 is where it needs to be. And we can just do this, 110. Let's look at the diff, 120. All right, we're set. Now we take this off. Now we're cooking. Okay, everything's set, everything's happy. That's the deal. When you're doing, we want paragraph tags to be the same height as the body. That's what we got to do. I still don't like the artifact we have with this conic gradient on the radial gradient, but I don't think that's just the nature of a radial gradient. All right, let's do a plus P, and this should be kind of the same deal. Okay. Okay, 220, 230. Cool. All right, so we got that all set. Now our last paragraph tag, we need to do a couple of things. So this radial gradient, we're at 110 pixels for this. If I delete that to 0 with font, what we're going to end up with is a transparent background, 6.1 LH. All right, let's see if we can pull this off. I've had trouble with line height in the past and not really explored it. I should explore it, make it work, but it never seems to want to work. Oh, I think it's because of like a minimum font size or something that keeps getting in the way, and I have to change my browser settings, but then I go, oh, I'll do that after the battle, and I don't. So, that's my woes. Sorry, excuse me. All right, let's put in our last paragraph. Ooh, we are way up there. Where are we? Oh, we're there. We actually have to bring this one down. What in the world is happening with this? It's actually in the right spot, regardless of what I do. So strange. Okay, I kind of like that that's not needed. Let's go font 0A. Whoa. There's no way that should have just lined up. Let's see how far off we are when we submit. This might be a 99.9% after all that work. It's 100%. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'll reduce these characters. I am happy with that. Okay. That actually wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. Just putting margins on these, and I bet there's a way to figure out to get the margins to like be copacetic. I'm not good at that. I'm not gonna spend time on that. I want to do other stuff. All right. Nothing good here. We can try Q, but you know, You know how that goes sometimes. 179Q. Oof. 80. No. It looks pretty good. Let's see. Will it get us by an iconic gradient? It will. Hey. Now 50. Will 53Q it says. Let's see if we can do 53Q. Survey says. Oh, we're gonna find out. Yes, we can. Great. I like that. Okay. All of this is all intentional. I don't think I can mess with that decimal. I mean, I could see. That looks terrible. Let's see how far off that 0.1 puts us. 98.3. Yeah, let's go 1.1. I don't think we're gonna get, you know, I'm kind of glad I actually even found 100% solution like this, let alone something that feels halfway decent. All right, let's reduce this down. Did our font trick to get rid of every character possible there. Let's go all the way, and we're at 222 characters. Now, for a target like this, I mean, it does feel a little bit more like a regular battle target. I don't know. I'm like kind of optimistic this is good, but I've been humbled in the past, so. And I've been surprised sometimes, right? I thought I had a terrible solution, and then the other ones I was seeing weren't that far off. So I don't know. I don't know. Cool. Well, that was fun. I hope you're having fun too, and I'll catch you later.